You treat your soul like a construction site that is perpetually behind schedule. You believe that with just one more book, one more workshop, one more breakthrough, you will finally be ready. Think about a fortress under siege. The inhabitants spend every waking moment patching the walls, reinforcing the gates, scanning the horizon for threats. They never sleep, they never live, they only repair. Most of us move through life believing that we are a problem to be solved. We look in the mirror and we do not see a human being. We see a renovation project. But here is the trap. If your entire identity is built around fixing yourself, then in order to exist, you must remain broken. The endless wheel of self-improvement is not an act of love. It is a form of self-hatred. You are screaming, I am not enough. I must be excised. I must be replaced. Welcome to Socrates, the discipline of being awake. We are deep into the Hemlock Protocol. We have looked at the mask, the performer, and the judge. Today, we confront the most insidious illusion of them all. We call it the fixer. This is the voice in your head that says, you are fundamentally flawed. But, and this is the seduction, that you are also fixable. It is the belief that there is a future version of you, shiny and impervious, that will finally be worthy of love and safety. We are going to use the Socratic method today not as a tool for learning, but as a scalpel to excise the tumor of this fixer. We are going to ask the dangerous question, what happens if you stop repairing the fortress? What happens if you leave the walls down? Let's look at the mechanics of this. Our entire economy is largely built on the premise that you are incomplete. But beyond the marketing, there is a deeper internal mechanism at work. You have convinced yourself that there is an original defect within you. Perhaps it was a childhood trauma, a failure, a rejection. You internalize this as evidence that your machinery is broken. So you hired the fixer. You created a sub-personality dedicated to the project of you. You ziplock your aura. You prepare your talking points. You harden your shell. You consume podcasts and protocols like they are medicine for a terminal illness. But think about nature. Does the oak tree spend its life trying to be a better oak tree? Does the wolf attend seminars on how to be more wolf-like? No, they simply are. The fixer convinces you that you are a machine in need of repair. But you are not a machine. You are an ecosystem. And by constantly trying to prune, pave, and sanitize your own psyche, you are killing the very thing you are trying to save. This constant vigilance takes an immense amount of caloric energy. That exhaustion you feel, that is not just stress. That is the muscular effort required to hold the false self together while simultaneously trying to dismantle it. You are fighting a war against yourself, and you are losing because you are on both sides of the battlefield. Socrates was the man who invented the art of spiritual surgery. But here is what most people miss. Socrates never tried to fix anyone. In the Apology and throughout the dialogues, he didn't offer new beliefs. He didn't give his students a 10-step plan to happiness. He did the opposite. He took away their certainty. He stripped them naked. The Socratic method is a mechanism for inducing the state of aporia, perplexedness, helplessness. To the ego, aporia feels like death. To the fixer, it is a nightmare because the fixer needs a job. But to the spirit, aporia is the first breath of air. When you try to fix your anxiety, fix your shyness, or fix your imposter syndrome, you are implicitly agreeing with the premise that these things are foreign invaders. You are saying, this is not me. But let's go back to the source. Who is the one noticing the anxiety? Who is the one judging the shyness? If you are the one observing the brokenness, then you cannot be the brokenness. The fixer is a deception. It keeps you busy rearranging the furniture on the deck of the Titanic so you don't have to notice the ocean. The fixer tells you, once I get rid of this trauma, then I will be free. Socrates asks, Who is the I that will be free? You are defending a fortress that doesn't even house a king. You are defending an empty room. This brings us to the most uncomfortable truth of this episode. The project of self-improvement is often a disguise for the preservation of the ego. The mask wants to survive. The false self knows that if you ever realize you were already whole, it would cease to exist. So it invents problems for you to solve. It keeps you on the treadmill. I need to be more spiritual. I need to be more productive. I need to be more stoic. This is not growth. This is performative evolution. It is the creature that knows it is terrified, puffing up its chest, screaming, I am here. I am strong. We construct a false self, and then we spend our lives defending it, polishing it, and fixing it. But deep down, your nervous system knows this. It knows that the map is not the territory. You feel like an imposter because the version of you that is trying to be fixed is an imposter. The paradox is this. You cannot fix the false self. You can only starve it. And you starve it by stopping the repairs. You starve it by letting the walls crumble. This is a call to constant, ruthless self-autopsy. Ask yourself, am I trying to heal or am I trying to perfect my armor? So, where do we go if we don't shield, if we don't fix? We enter the domain of the real. There is a Japanese art form called kintsugi. When a bowl is broken, it is not discarded. It is repaired with gold. The cracks are not hidden, they are illuminated. The wound becomes the history and the history becomes the beauty. But notice the difference. The bowl is not trying to hide that it was broken. It is not trying to revert to the state it was in before the fall. It incorporates the break into a new wholeness. The stone can be crushed, the water cannot. When you stop being the fixer, you become the witness. You realize that your trauma, your neuroses, your fears, they are just weather patterns passing through the sky. You are not the clouds. You are the sky. The storm is only dangerous to the things that resist it. The wind cannot break the wind. The void cannot be cut by a knife. You do not need to be fixed because you were never broken. You were simply asleep. This week, I want you to try something. Catch the fixer in the act. When you feel that urge to buy the next book, to criticize your own behavior, to diagnose yourself, pause. Notice the contraction, notice the desperation to be something other than what you are right now. Do not fix it, just watch it. Let the fortress fall. See what remains standing in the rubble. I promise you, it will be the only thing that is real. If this series resonates with you, if you are tired of the exhaustion of maintaining the false self, make sure you are subscribed. We are building a cohort of people who are ready to stop performing and start living. Your story might just be the key that helps someone else find the courage to put down the armor. You are definitely not alone.